Okie dokie. So we've managed to achieve all of this. So we took our code, i.e. our microservice. So let's just say this is fraud. And then we've packaged up into a jar. Now, where is this jar? So whenever you run install, it actually also packages up your application. So if I open up the module, so any module, you should see that we have a target folder. And within target, we have the jar in here. Have a look. So we have this jar. So also, let's open up API Gateway, target. So here we have jar and jar.original. And this is because the jar.original, so here, so it's because of this plugin that we have. So if I collapse this, it's because of this plugin right here. So Spring Boot Maven repackage right here. So when it performs a repackage, it renames the original jar to jar.original. And then this is the one that we should be running. So I'm going to show you this in a second. So if I close this, so here we should have clients as well. We have a target. So only one jar because we're not using the Spring Boot Maven plugin. Customer also should have it. There we go. Eureka server. There we go. Fraud. There we go. And also notification. Now in here, so if I open up Maven, and if you only want to, so let's say that within customer, let's just clean customer. So here, clean customer jar, and this should go in a second. There we go. So if you just want to package, so package meaning that you want to get your jar out, you don't have to run install. So you could just say package. There we go. And have a look. So now we have the jar in here, right? So it's the same thing, but sometimes people get confused about package and install. So now what I want to do is, so right within IntelliJ, let's just use this terminal because we can open up multiple terminals. So here, let's basically run our microservices. So you could run the microservices in two ways. One is using the Spring Boot Maven plugin. So in here, you can say Maven and Spring Boot run. But what I want to show you is how to run using the traditional java-jar. So in here, let's kick off our Eureka server. So java dash and then jar, and then Eureka server, target, and then if I press tab, we have the Eureka server, one snapshot and then jar. So let's just run this, enter, and you should see that this should kick off and have a look. So it's starting. So this is what you've been seeing throughout this course, but now we're actually running the jar itself. So once this is up and running, we can run all the other microservices. So here I'm going to say java dash jar, and then let's start with customer and then target, and then let's run customer and then the jar. So you can see that the original doesn't show up in here. So oops, I want to run this, run, and hopefully the Eureka server, there we go, it's up and running. So my font is kind of big, but you shouldn't see this massive font. So here, if I open up customer, just give it a second, and there we go, creating the table as you've seen before. And there we go. So it looks like it's up and running. So Tomcat started on port 8080. Now let me open up my web browser and then open up the Eureka server. And before I had all of these up and running through IntelliJ, but now if I reload, check this out. We only have customer up and running. So this is really cool. Now let me start the rest of applications. So new tab, Java minus jar, notification, target, and then the jar itself. And right here, I'm running this from within the root of Amigo services. So run notification. Let's also run fraud. There we go. Enter. We also need to run the API gateway. and then press enter. Okie dokie, up and running on port 8083. In here, let me reload. And you can see that we have all the microservices up and running. And obviously I've got the RabbitMQ, Zipkin, the database, everything is up and running. So now let's basically test the request to our API gateway. So within Postman, let's send the request to 8083. And this is our familiar payload. Send. And fingers crossed, this should work. And there we go. We have a 200 status code. So let me open up Zipkin and then let me search for service name and then API gateway, run the query. So this was just now, a few seconds ago. So 8 spans, show, and have a look. It's working beautifully. So from the API gateway to customer, customer talked to fraud, and then customer did publish to the notification queue, and it received an acknowledgement back saying that things worked. Let's check the database. So here, let me just reload or refresh this server. So I don't think I did connect. So yeah, so I need to put my password. There we go. And all I want to see is notification, because I know the rest indeed did work. So notification, and then we have schemas, and then public. Within public we have tables, and then we have notification. There we go. Right click on notification, and I want to view all rows, and there we go. So hi Jamila, welcome to Amigos Code. Let me send another payload. So here I'm going to say Amigos and then code, and then this is hello@amigoscode.com. Send this request 200, and then replay the exact same query. And there we go. Hi Amigos, welcome to Amigos Code. And the sender was Amigos Code. So you can see that everything is working beautifully. And also let me just show you the logs. And what I want to show you is, so I think this is fraud, and I want to see the notification. Yeah, so notification is where we have the queue, right? So let's see whether we can see consumed. Yes, have a look. Notification consumer, consumed notification request, and this is the notification that was sent. So there you have it. You can see that we've managed to take all of our applications and package them correctly, and we can run them independently. Next, what we have to do is take the jar files and then package up into a Docker image. If you have any questions on this section, please do let me know. Otherwise, let's move on. And what I'm going to do is stop all of these applications. So stop. I'm just pressing Control C on all of them. So Command C, and there we go. So I think all of them stopped. There we go. And I can close all of these tabs. So close all tabs, and job done. So you can see that we've done a very good job in this section, and we can move on. But as I said, please let me know if you have any questions or anything that wasn't clear. Catch me on the next one.